Have you ever wondered how weather forecasts are made? It's a fascinating process, really, and one that's rooted in the scientific study of weather known as meteorology. Understanding this field is more than just knowing if you'll need an umbrella tomorrow. It's about grasping the patterns and nuances of our planet's complex climate system. Now imagine being able to tap into this wealth of knowledge right in your backyard. That's where do-it-yourself weather stations come in. These nifty devices, assembled with a bit of ingenuity and elbow grease, allow you to observe weather patterns and phenomena up close. From the comfort of your home, you can track temperature shifts, rainfall, wind speed, and so much more. This is more than a fun project. It's a way to engage with the world around us, to become more attuned to the rhythms of nature, and to appreciate the intricate dance of elements that shape our daily lives. Today you'll learn how to set up your very own DIY weather station. So what exactly is a weather station, you may ask? Well, in the simplest of terms, a weather station is a device that collects data related to the environment and weather conditions. This data is gathered through a variety of instruments, each with a specific function. Firstly, we have the thermometer. This is likely an instrument you're familiar with. It measures the temperature of the air. The readings from a thermometer can tell us if it's a hot summer day or a cold winter night. They can range from the simple mercury and glass types to the more complex electronic ones. Next up is the barometer, a tool that measures atmospheric pressure. You see, changes in atmospheric pressure can signal changes in the weather. High pressure often brings sunny and dry conditions, while low pressure can indicate rainy or stormy weather. Barometers can be of two types: mercury barometers and aneroid barometers. Then we have the hygrometer, an instrument that measures the amount of moisture or humidity in the air. Humidity levels can affect how we perceive the temperature. High humidity can make a hot day feel even hotter, while low humidity can make a cold day feel even colder. Lastly, we have the anemometer, which measures wind speed and direction. Wind can significantly affect weather conditions. It can transport moisture, disperse seeds, and even affect the temperature. Each of these instruments plays a crucial role in understanding and predicting the weather. Together, they provide us with a comprehensive picture of the current weather conditions and help us forecast the weather for the next few hours, days, or even weeks. Now, weather stations come in all shapes and sizes. Some are compact and portable, perfect for personal use or small-scale experiments. Others are large and sophisticated, used by meteorological departments for professional weather forecasting. So there you have it, the basics of a weather station. It's a fascinating world of instruments and data, all working together to help us understand and predict the weather. Now that you know the basics, it's time to get your hands dirty. Before we start building, you'll need to gather some materials. First up, you'll need a plastic water bottle. This will serve as the body of our weather station. You'll also need a straw, a ping pong ball, and some modeling clay. These will be used to create our anemometer. To make our rain gauge, grab a clear, straight-sided jar and a ruler. You'll also need a piece of thin, stiff wire and a cork for our wind vane. For the more specialized components, you might need to make a quick trip to your local electronics store. We'll need a small digital thermometer and a barometer. These will help us measure temperature and atmospheric pressure. Don't forget some basic tools as well, like a pair of scissors, some glue, and a marker. Gather all these materials together before we move on to the next step. Once you have all your materials, it's time to start building. Ready to become a backyard meteorologist? Here's how to build your DIY weather station. Let's kick things off with the heart of our station, the thermometer. This tool measures air temperature, a crucial component in weather forecasting. You'll want to mount it in a shaded, well-ventilated area. If it's in direct sunlight or near a heat source, you won't get accurate readings. Next up, we're adding the anemometer. This device measures wind speed. It's a bit like a windmill with cups that catch the wind, causing it to spin. The faster it spins, the stronger the wind. Place this high up, away from buildings or trees that could block the wind. Third in line is the rain gauge. As the name suggests, it gauges the amount of rain that falls. It's essentially a graduated cylinder that collects rain. Position it in an open area where no buildings or foliage will prevent rain from falling into it. Now let's move on to the barometer. This instrument measures atmospheric pressure. Changes in pressure can indicate shifting weather patterns. For instance, falling pressure often signals an approaching storm. Keep it indoors to avoid damage from the elements. The fifth component is the hygrometer, which measures humidity or the amount of moisture in the air. Like the thermometer, it should be in a shaded, well-ventilated spot for accurate readings. Lastly, we're adding a wind vane or weather vane. This simple device shows the direction from which the wind is blowing. Again, place it high up and away from obstructions. Now here's the fun part. Assembly. Start by securing the thermometer and hygrometer to a post or pole. This will be your weather station's main body. Next, attach the rain gauge to the side of the post. Make sure it's level so that the rain can accumulate evenly. Mount the anemometer and wind vane at the top of the post. They should be free to rotate with the wind. Finally, place your barometer indoors, preferably near a window facing your weather station. This way, you can easily compare its readings with those of your outdoor instruments. And there you have it. Quite the impressive setup, isn't it? But remember, the location of your weather station is as important as the instruments themselves. Avoid areas near tall buildings, trees, or heat sources, and aim for a spot that's representative of your local climate. Remember, weather stations are not a one-size-fits-all proposition. Feel free to customize yours to suit your needs and your environment. Want to track solar radiation? Add a solar radiometer. Live in a snowy area? Consider a snow gauge. Congratulations, you've just built your very own weather station. Now that your weather station is set up, it's time to put it to use. The beauty of a DIY weather station lies in its hands-on approach to understanding weather patterns. So let's dive in and discover how to make the most of your creation. Firstly, your weather station will allow you to monitor real-time weather conditions. This includes temperature, humidity, atmospheric pressure, wind speed, and direction. Keep a keen eye on these parameters as they are the building blocks of weather prediction. To track the temperature, simply read the thermometer. It will show you the current temperature of your location. The barometer, on the other hand, measures atmospheric pressure. High pressure generally means clear skies, while low pressure often indicates rain or storms are on the way. Your hygrometer measures humidity, or the amount of moisture in the air. High humidity often precedes a rainstorm, while low humidity typically signals dry weather. Next, observe the anemometer and the wind vane. They measure wind speed and direction respectively. Wind direction often changes before a change in the weather, so this is a crucial factor to observe. Now let's talk about weather prediction. It's all about noticing patterns and changes over time. Keep a weather journal and record your observations daily. Note the time, date, and all the readings from your weather station. Over time, you'll start to see patterns and correlations between different weather phenomena. For instance, if you notice a drop in pressure coupled with increased humidity, you might predict a rainstorm is imminent. On the other hand, if the pressure rises and humidity drops, you can expect clear skies ahead. Remember, the aim is not to replace professional meteorologists, but rather to develop a deeper understanding and appreciation of the weather around us. Weather prediction is as much an art as it is a science. It requires patience, observation, and a dash of intuition. But with your DIY weather station, you're well on your way to becoming a backyard meteorologist. Remember, meteorology is not just about predicting the weather, but understanding it. And there you have it, your very own DIY weather station. We've journeyed together learning about weather and meteorology, delving into the basics of a weather station, and assembling your own. Remember, your DIY weather station is more than just a fun project. It's a tool for understanding the world around you, a window into the ever-changing dynamics of our atmosphere. You've gathered your materials, followed the build guide, and now you're ready to observe, record, and interpret meteorological data right from your backyard. It's a hands-on way to explore the science of weather, and it's all at your fingertips. As you continue using your DIY weather station, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the weather patterns and atmospheric conditions. So don't stop here. Keep pushing the boundaries of what you can learn and discover. Keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, have fun with your new weather station.